Welcome back to another episode of Bald and Sassy. That was a little something for the audio-only crowd. If you're on video, you just don't know why we're laughing. It's okay. Go listen to the audio. It'll be fun. Or don't and just trust me. I don't know. Sorry.
Correcting.
It's we're recording a little bit later than usual. It is at 9 o'clock at night. Then we're starting. So if anyone knows me, that's not the
Not
time. That's not when I'm better at 4 in the morning than 9 at night, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a true statement.
At least you know it.
I mean, fantasy, which is, I don't know how I did food service for so long.
Yeah.
And I hated night shifts and I couldn't. And I was like, I'm not the person that's just like good.
I'm probably, I mean, I would definitely be better at 9 o'clock at night than I would at 4 o'clock in the morning. But that's also because I gamed for so many years and stayed up till 1 or 2 a.m. playing video games consistently that I don't mind being up at 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, me and the wife went to a Christmas party Saturday, and we got home at like midnight. We were both like, I'm so tired.
It's different in your 30s.
I'm so tired. We're like, I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, I love you, babe. Good night. I'm going to bed. She's like, oh yeah. I was like, I'm out. It was so late. And then I slept in so late. I didn't wake up till 9:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I know. That sounds like a joke to every last one of you. My wife was legitimately worried about me. She came in. She's like, baby, are you okay?
Yeah.
It's like, uh-huh. But it was weird. I woke up. I was like, I'm not used to waking up with the sun out. Where'd you come from, little guy?
Yeah, that's real late for you.
Yeah, I mean,
It's 4 or 5 hours after you normally get up.
last week, one day I woke up at 2:45.
Mm-hmm.
And this was night. That's 6 hours after some other days. Yeah, it was
Almost 7, yeah.
It was something. All right, we have fantasy football is coming into the playoffs right now. You're about to win another. Do you win a league every year?
I mean, I
When's
play
the last
enough
year you
leagues that I
didn't
would
win a
hope I
league?
win at least one.
I've never won a league.
Really?
Never.
Oh,
When's the last year you didn't win a league?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
not normal.
It's at least 5-6 years.
Yeah, I don't know of anyone else that plays fantasy that could say that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll win the
jerk.
dynasty this year, but a lot of it is because the guy I'm playing in the championship had quarterbacks that all seem to get hurt this week. So, yeah, unfortunately for him, fortunately for me, I'm going to beat him by like 100 points this week, and it's technically a 2-week championship. So,
because in week 17, so that's going to be
yeah.
people are going to be sitting.
Yeah, we'll see if they start doing any sitting in week 17. I know week 18 they normally do that.
Yeah.
Because they're still kind of, in week 17, you're still fighting for, like, okay, what spot are we going to be?
For sure.
The seed can definitely still be in play.
But you might have them not play as many snaps or less. That's always the hard part. Like, people are like, when's the best time to do your playoffs? You're like, I don't know, week 10? Because if you do it too early, like even when ours started, like you'd almost want to start 1 week later, you're in the buys, which depending on who you drafted, like that's not, you can't draft only thinking about that final buy, you know what I mean? So like that's not.
I think the way to do it is, I think week 14 was the last week of the buys. So then I would say week 15 would be like the first round if you have a 6-person. Week 16 would be the semis, and then week 17 would be the championship.
Because you can't do 18 because half the teams are sitting half their players. Anyone in the playoffs that's a lock, their quarterback's not playing, half of their your skill positions.
You never want to have the championship in the last week.
Yeah, it's super frustrating.
If you do, then like the only way I would say that works is if you have a 2-week championship, where it would be week 17 and 18,
right? And
you're both having to go with that struggle.
But even then, like that's a whole different. It just so happens like sometimes who do you have? Like if you're an 18, so like if I have Trevor Lawrence, who's by week 18 is going to be a lock in the playoffs, and then or I have Chargers, Justin Herbert. Who might be fighting that final week.
I think they're pretty well set now after
I'm just
this week. But yes, I get that.
And then now it's like, so you're like, you can't really, neither one of them had a bye. You pick, but you can't see how good they're going to do and all that. So now all of a sudden you're doing that. And I think, week 18 just isn't fair.
Yeah.
But there's
it's definitely
there's
not
nothing.
It's definitely not ideal, not what you want to be.
But there's not, like fantasy. I don't feel there's no perfect. Like that's the hard part. Is
Yeah.
like I mean I remember the year A-Chan came out. I was in 9 leagues, and I got him the last pick in the draft in 9 leagues.
Wow.
And he was top 3 running back that year.
Yeah.
Top 10 skill position outside of quarterback.
At the draft time, was he third string? I thought they
He had
lost
just
2
got
running
drafted.
backs that
Well,
year.
Mostert was on that year when he came out. They might have had someone else. Yeah, so he was like their rookie backup.
Yeah.
But like I had heard a few good things about him, and it's the last pick of a 10-team draft. Like, sure, let's get that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, you're really looking for a diamond in the rough. You're hoping you get lucky, and you did.
I found it. But then I get lucky on this. So I remember I got Jefferson that his rookie year, which no one Jefferson I got his rookie year, which they expect to be good, but not that good.
Yeah.
I also got Justin Herbert his rookie year.
Okay.
I also had Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill on their really crazy year together. I remember one game they scored like 97 points combined.
That's like Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
every once in a
it
while.
was. But I think it was like a 4-touchdown, 5-touchdown game between. It was like some insane. And that was like Tyreek Hill had like 54 points, and you're like, that was like the Thursday night game. So I was like, I won. Sorry, this ruins the weekend.
And then once Tyreek left, like I feel like Mahomes has been okay with fantasy, but
yeah,
he's a great quarterback, but from a fantasy perspective, he typically hasn't been like a top 5 quarterback most seasons.
Well, there's a couple things, right? First of all, as you get older, unless you're a running quarterback, but even look at Lamar. Lamar doesn't run like he used to.
No.
That you can't. That's the first thing that's going to go as you get older, especially as you get valuable. They're like, we need you in your protected area. So they're just not. So he's not running as much as he used to. Tyreek Hill left, and at the same time Tyreek Hill left, Travis Kelce's getting old. Right? And then their defense buffed up, so you didn't have to as much. Like, they're a little bit more mature of a team. But let's see with the second iteration what it looks like. Like, they go pick someone up. Because they're going to start drafting more people. It's probably the best thing. I'm not saying they're trying to lose, but I don't think they're too upset about it. Like, for the first time in a long time, you can get a good draft position.
Yeah, well, obviously the ACL tear for Mahomes changes things on
and Minshew.
What you're looking for. Yeah, Minshew this week.
Well, Minshew is ACL. Was Mahomes ACL or Achilles?
I'm 95% sure ACL.
Okay. I get I get them always confused. It's the A's.
But yeah, back-to-back weeks, your quarterback.
Who was their quarterback this week?
After Minshew
I don't know.
went down, I don't know.
Well, and because they're officially out of the playoffs, like, you're not going to go pay anything for anyone.
No.
You're not going to go, like, you're not going to pull a Phillip Rivers. I would say, I was like, man, they should go get Tom Brady. That'd be great. But he won't come back for a team that can't make the playoffs.
No.
Like, it's...
If they were to do anything, it would be maybe trying to get somebody like Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Like, that would...
But even that, Derek Carr's going to want several million. And they're going to be like, no.
Not for a few games.
Why not? He was making $40 million a year before.
Yeah, but he's retired and
not
doing that now.
But
yeah, regardless, they're not.
You just like, why would you do that? There's zero possibility. Like, you want, and not that you want to lose and you don't want to put your best effort, but you don't want to go out and spend a ton of money to give you a better chance of lowering your draft position at this point, because that's what you have going for next year. So it's like, let's go get someone so we can win out. When though it means nothing, it will mess us up on our draft picks.
They lost to the Titans this week.
So they're in glorious fashion too.
Yeah.
Cam Ward looked really good this week.
Cam Ward, honestly, I don't think he's had a bad rookie year. Like
he's in a jacked up franchise.
Yeah, I think he's not playing for a great franchise. And Pollard came back. Like, they've had injuries issues. Their number one receiver was supposed to be Ridley coming into the year, and he's hurt and hasn't been
Has he
there.
played at all? I feel like I haven't heard anything from him.
I think he had a couple games this season, but it was not good. So we'll see what happens with the Titans. Hopefully they can put some pieces around Ward, because I feel like he's better than what that franchise has looked like this year.
It's really hard to look at that. You look at Trevor Lawrence right now. He's looking way better than he's ever looked. And he finally has, like, a real coach. And not...
The thing that doesn't make sense
He had real coaches, right? But maybe not in their prime, right?
Yeah. Well, Liam Combs doing a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaguars look like a bounce back team contender of the year, basically. Yeah. But I mean, nobody's beaten the Patriots when it comes to
or the Bears
loss record to what they are this year.
What did Bears win? I mean, they're pretty.
I think the Patriots, if I remember right, only had like 3 wins or something.
2 or 3 wins last year.
Yeah,
and they're vying for the number 1 seed.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's like you look at the Titans and like that's how much like they let go of Vrabel, who like his down years were better than Mike Tomlin. Like took Tannehill to the playoffs. Vrabel, what was his worst season at Tennessee?
It wasn't.
Was it okay?
It wasn't Mike Tomlin.
Maybe that's an exaggeration. Sorry, that's an exaggeration. But you know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of promise and like obviously was scooped up very fast, and a lot of people like that was a very surprising thing.
Yeah, Vrabel's a great coach, and the Titans was not the right organization. When he originally came in, he did some things, basically changed the locker room, made it a little bit more desirable. But yeah, I think that was a good coach in a bad system.
Yeah.
And
I would say that proves the bad system because they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, it's like people that want to get rid of Mike Tomlin. Well, I get that. Well, while I've said on here that I think it would be a mutual beneficial for them to part ways, I think he needs something new and they need something new. It's getting stagnant. It's been stagnant. I mean, 9-8 is the definition of stagnant.
I can't picture Tomlin anywhere else.
I think Giants would be a great fit for him, but I think they could use it. Anyway, beside the point, it is. I forget my point, but anyways, like, but that's like the definition of stagnant, right? 9-8, yeah. And so it's kind of one of those things that you're like, is it that time? But it wasn't like that yet with Vrabel. Like he was doing great things.
In his first couple of years, I feel like were successful, but that was when Derrick Henry was still there. After Derrick Henry,
he only had 1 season. After Derrick Henry left, that was only last season.
Was he even the head coach still? Like, I don't even remember.
No, they might have right before that, and then they traded Derrick Henry away after him. But I mean, anyway, like
regardless, Vrabel's a good coach. And Titans have been a bad organization. Yeah. I hope they get some more skill around Ward to really see what he's able to do.
Or maybe they'll draft another quarterback and just keep it going, right? No,
they're not. No.
I'm joking, but also nothing would surprise me.
Yeah,
the Bears versus Green Bay game. That
Bears versus Green Bay
was one of the best plays I've ever. That final play of the game.
You're talking about the overtime.
Beautiful.
Ball.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I was looking.
Greatest play in Bears history, potentially.
Not with the significance of them actually having a championship. I find that hard to believe. But in terms of like a regular season win,
just to play like it was just a phenomenal. Like I think it was a turnaround too. Like
especially against the Packers.
Yeah, it was against the Packers. It was this beautiful last minute. They've been taught down, and it's this team, the Cinderella team that had low expectations and is blowing everyone out. And you're like, oh, but they're still going to lose to the Packers. And in overtime, this beautiful 70-yard or 50-yard. It was massive.
Yeah.
Let's say 50 going low. 50-yard just right into the breadbasket at the back of the end zone for this beautiful catch. You shouldn't be able to catch for the game. And then he's like the ice cold celebration. Dude, that was just. Well, he threw his hand in his pockets and was like, "Brr."
He let that ball go, and then he put a hand in the pocket.
It was.
But even to get to that point, to get to overtime, they were down a touchdown. They had to get a touchdown, or no, they kicked a field goal. Then they had to get an onside kick. They got the onside kick, and then they drove down.
And then they drove down, got it, and then they cut. Like it was just.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Bears
I was envious of some Bears fans. Like that was just a game to. I mean, that's kind of us versus the Eagles. That was beautiful too. Eagles unfortunately won.
Seahawks and Rams to start off the week was an incredible game.
I mean, of course, the hard part with night games is I fall asleep to them.
Yeah.
I watched it mostly the next day.
Yeah, but even watching the highlights from that game, that was an incredible game.
Phenomenal game.
The Eagles beating the Commanders was to be expected.
Yeah.
So, Cowboys are definitely out now.
Yeah.
Eagles have clinched. the Chargers and the Cowboys. Chargers, I mean, they played well. They put up some good points. The Cowboys, I think, already knowing they're eliminated, didn't
they
look great.
pulled Malik. They put not Malik Neighbors.
Dak?
Their backup in the third.
Yeah.
They were just kind of giving up. Once the Eagles won, you're just like, well,
Yeah, the season's over for the Cowboys, and Chargers got their win. The Vikings and Giants, not really much to talk about.
It makes me feel bad because how close the game was and how bad the Giants beat us. And you're like, wait a minute.
Well, the Vikings,
how bad the Vikings beat us, sorry.
Yeah, the Vikings are starting to get healthy again. Like, they're looking a little bit better. But McCarthy got hurt again. He injured his hand. I don't know what the injury diagnosis is yet, but
just cut his fingers off. Just make him arm it. Just
no. Bengals.
They wouldn't surprise me if they moved up and tried to draft a quarterback. With all the stuff going on with McCarthy.
Vikings?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Or get one in the second or third. Because with him, you're just like...
Between the injuries and then when he has been healthy, I mean, he's only 22 years old. Like, you want to see what he can do.
But he's played like how
potential.
Many? Yeah, between the injury and if you put all the quarters together, he's played one complete game that was good. One. He played 3 quarters against Dallas.
I don't know. I'd have to look back at the schedule.
And there was one quarter he played like early on. I forget who I was against. That was just phenomenal. That first game, and then he got hurt. And then he's hurt all the time. Like, it's just one of those things that you're like, we like him and we think we have something, right? But how available is he going to be? And is that which one are we going to get? Especially when what we've talked about before is you got to look at the players. Like, they know what it looks like in practice. Mm-hmm. So, like, you could just see some of the uneasiness. And it's like, how do you look at Justin Jefferson and be like, no, we got you?
Yeah, I think that's been a big problem is Justin Jefferson hasn't been getting the targets.
Yeah, you can't have a player like that paying that much and not utilize it.
Yeah, you have to be able to get more out of that. And I think there can. I think that they can, but, yeah, it hasn't looked as, like, natural as it should.
Especially when it's not like Justin Jefferson hasn't had any good quarterbacks in there, and so he doesn't really know. Like, he had a very productive in Kirk Cousins, and then
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, like very productive there. So like you've seen, okay, like, and he knows what that's like. He's like, I know what it should look like, and it ain't this.
Yeah.
And when he's the face of your franchise, I mean, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this hand injury isn't anything too major. They can get him some good reps the end of this year, and then come into camp healthy next year. But yeah, I think that it would be possible for them to draft a quarterback, especially with how injured he's been this year.
And then there's scuttlebutt or whatever. People are like, oh, what if Giants were to trade Jackson Dart and get Mendoza?
Yeah, I've seen talks about that for the Jets or talks about that for the Giants. Like,
well, Jets make sense. They don't have a quarterback, so
right,
just go get him. But I would if I'm Mendoza, I'm just not going to the Jets.
I don't know, man.
I can't. You're not going to murder me like you've murdered everyone else's career that's ever been there. Because you're like, if I go to the Jets, all right, so I'll get traded to this team, and then I'll get traded to that team, and then I'll finally start in 4 years. How about that?
Yeah, the Jets and the Browns have kind of been a QB graveyard.
I mean, it's just...
But talking about QB graveyards, I mean, the Panthers have kind of been that for a lot of years, but Bryce Young is kind of looking a little bit better, and we'll see if he actually gets a contract extension or not. But they pulled off a win against the Bucs.
They're in a playoff run, right?
The Panthers look like they're going to be a playoff team at this point.
What?
Yeah.
The Panthers are in, and Kansas City is out. What is 2025?
Somebody put some voodoo on the year.
Well, speaking of, as we go into 2026, what is that going to hold this week? Where this is New Year's week, or this comes out, it's the week after Christmas, the week. Yeah, I know how calendars work. I promise. I'm a professional person. We're talking about closing chapters. Well, especially we have a lot of our students and listeners that are. Seniors in college and seniors in high school.
Seniors in high school.
Both.
I mean, you might have some seniors in college.
And then, you
I
know,
haven't.
us senior citizens over here, we're not that old. He's just bald.
Yeah.
So just what does it look like? Like, you know, what God cares about how we finish, right? Finishing well, finishing strong. And then what does that look like popping into the new year? So what are your thoughts on the Gregorian calendar?
I have no idea. I've heard of the Gregorian calendar, but I don't even know what it is.
It's the calendar we use.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Pope Gregory, the something or another,
Okay.
like changed it, and it was like, no, that's all I got.
Okay.
It was just fun. Gregorian calendar.
There you
If
go.
you want to have something smart, be like, I'm a fan of the Gregorian calendar, which everyone is because it's what we use. Unless you use the Mayan calendar, then you know the world's over. I don't know.
Which time?
Which time? Well, you seen that conspiracy theory?
Oh boy.
It was like that the Mayans are right. The world ended, and this is like an alternate universe after. Yeah, it was like I was like, but if it's an alternate universe and it's the only one we know, then the world didn't end. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm still here, so it's really hard for you to convince me the world actually did end.
Yep.
But I am still kicking it. You know, whatever. Gonna get a gym membership?
Never.
Never. I know. Chris is the one we love to hate because he's like he's in good shape and eats what he wants and just runs around like a little ninja mouse.
I haven't been getting the like physical activity as much, and I've been feeling myself feel like a little sluggish.
Feel old. Yeah.
Generally, as soon as that starts happening, like I start doing push-ups and pull-ups and like just body weight stuff.
But you don't even realize the insanity of that statement. When you start feeling sluggish, you do pull-ups. A lot of people can't do pull-ups at all, and they try and work out all the time. And you're like, when I'm feeling a little tight, I'm just going to go do a few pull-ups that most people aren't even able to do.
Okay. I mean,
most people
no argument there.
I'm like, we love you, though. We love you, though. I mean,
I built out my core really good as a soccer player early in life, and that has made a big difference.
It also helps your metabolism. Like you have less
good
weight to pull
metabolism.
up too.
Yeah.
That's that helps.
Yep.
It's harder when you get a little big.
Not arguing any of this.
Yeah, doing a pull up with what are you like 165?
Right around there.
Yeah, doing a pull up with 165 is a lot easier than 215.
Yeah. I normally stay between 160 and 170. I don't think I've ever hit 170.
That's nice. Yeah. What are your New Year's resolutions? What are your?
I haven't done resolutions in years. Is that something like? For me, I might have a mindset of, okay, like I want to try to do something better, which I guess you could call a resolution, but like I never write it down. I never have the mindset of, okay, like this is burned in. Like, focus. Let's do this on a daily basis. I think about it basically heading into the new year, and really the only thing I want to do this year is focus on like the relationships with our seniors that are going to be going off to college and just trying to pour into them as much as possible before they head off.
Yeah.
How about you?
So in the general sense of New Year's resolutions, like I'm going to get in better shape this new year. I'm going to eat better. I hate that. Mm-hmm. Today is today. Why don't you eat better today?
Yeah.
Go to the gym right now. Like it's one thing if you're like, this is something that I need to better my life, like then change it now. Or like I'm going to quit smoking. Stop smoking now. Like that tomorrow mentality will rob you. Like that's what the enemy loves is like just one more time. It's the lie of the last time. Like, so for that aspect, absolutely not. Just quit right now. You don't need to wait. Like people are like, oh, it's hard during the holiday season. Yup. Guess what? Life's hard. I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be hard to lose weight no matter when you do it. Just do it. Like it's obviously there's that, but like when people wait for that, because like I've struggled with my weight. Like I'm trying to do it, but it's like don't wait till January 1st. Yeah, you're not gonna do it,
or at least like start getting in the habit of getting up at a certain time and like doing.
If you think a certain day is gonna change and you're gonna flick and create a habit, no, it's gonna be a lead up. So start now. Yeah, I wake up like James Clear in Atomic Habits talks about. Like if you want to be someone that works out, first be someone that goes to the gym. Just go and don't work out, but you go. Because then you become someone who goes to the gym, and then you become someone that works out. But like, so I don't like the New Year's resolution. Like, I'm gonna wait to better myself until that's weird and annoying to me. And like, said no, productive or successful person ever. Like, well, I'm gonna become better when I wait. Like, not absolutely not. Now, one thing I do like, so I got a lot of this, I think, from JP. Talks about this a lot, but like he does like, so like from him, one thing is he gives up something for the entire year.
Okay.
So like 2 years ago, I gave up buying myself clothes. So like if I had to get something for work, like if it was like, I need you to get these pants, like obviously I'm going to go get them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, nope, I can't do it this year. If all my socks had holes in it and I had to buy socks, I'll go buy socks.
Yeah.
But just because I want to go shopping was just out the window. Like I just for a whole year didn't do that. And so it's something I like to do. Like it like doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Like people are like, oh, I'm just gonna like I can't stand. Or it frustrates me when you see, like fasting or stuff like that. When it's like, what are you fasting for Lent? I'm gonna fast from smoking weed. No, you should just quit that. Like that's not fast from things we need to stop, right? But like. Even if it's like I'm going to give up a certain food or give up alcohol for a year or something like that, like something that can be better, but it's also just learning this. It's from the idea of fasting, learning this like denial of self and denial of the quick dopamine hits.
Yeah.
Because like I love shopping. Sometimes I just bought this. It's great. But sometimes it's like literally, but like I was laying in bed and like it gave me a little dopamine hit to buy it online. And like it's learning to not get that, to focus, depend more on Christ versus that. So I like that. And then I usually do like a word for the year.
Okay.
So just try to think of like, hey, what am I trying to focus on? Like if it'd be like to be more grace filled, you know, and just something shalom. I did like this year was resilient. Shalom, right? And so it's just like something that overarching, like, hey, here's what I like. It's something I need, and not being this microwave generation where it's like this week I'm going to read on peace, and next week I'm going to read on creating habits. It's like no, for this entire year I'm going to be focused on how do I be more resilient? How do I have more shalom? How do I have more peace?
Yeah. And
really, instead of taking this micro look at what we are, where we try to do everything really fast. Looking at the big picture, being like, I'm going to change something for an entire year.
I gotta say, one of our students, Grayson, has, instead of waiting to start the new year and starting to read the Bible every day, he's decided that he's going to read the entire Bible, and he's doing it on social media, and like he's going through each day. He hasn't set how much is going to be each day. He's not committing to a chapter or 2 chapters or whatever. Yeah. But he is basically going through on his page or his Instagram, and he's basically loading up him reading the Bible every single day until he reads the entire Bible. So looking forward to...
Get some of them names of Rubbable.
Yeah. I want to see him continue to do that.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, and I think that's what I'm saying, right? Like, this is like an old ancient, I think it's like Chinese or Japanese proverb. It's like, when's the best time to plant a tree?
Today.
Yesterday. And the second best time is today.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you waiting for? Like, especially like it's December, when this is coming out, it's right around Christmas time right now. So you're going to just wait another week to do what you need to do?
Yeah.
Like that seems like, which kind of ties us also in, like, so part of what we talk about closing out strong, right? It's the same way, like, we have our students in high school and in college, right? They're going to be like, well, I'm just going to wait until that moment. Like, then I will be ready to do the thing, or then I will be prepared, or then I will step into what God's calling me to do. And it's like, well, God's calling you right now. Like, how about not waiting until you're, like, anyone in high school knows, like, if you wait to the last week of your senior year to figure out where you're going to college, that's going to be really stressful. Like, you might not be able to go there, right? Like, everyone's been doing this junior and senior year. You don't wait till that on big things. Yeah. Same thing. Like, if you see, like, hey, if I feel like God's preparing me for something, like, focus on that now. Like, especially if you're a senior in high school, those last senior years around here, pretty easy. Last semester, it's a lighter load and stuff like that. I mean, I guess, I don't know. There's some kids that have the crazy load out there, but you're use this time while you can, right?
Yeah, you should. I mean, I feel like half of them are taking college credits in their junior and senior year.
Which is crazy. I'm mixed on that for sure.
It's a different game than when we were in school.
Yeah,
it's not like it was that long ago.
It's not, and I think, like, while I appreciate getting ahead with all of that. I think there's an extent where you're losing some of the being young. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so, I don't know. I'm also not the hugest proponent of the school system in general, so we won't get into that whole thing. If you want to know that, I have my side podcast. Why not? No, I'm just kidding. Maybe I'll start it. I don't know. But like, God doesn't just care where you're going. Like, he doesn't just care about your future plans. He does care how you finish and how you leave where you are now. Right? So like, what does that mean to you to like close a chapter well? Or close out a season of your life well?
I mean, it's hard to think. I mean, at this point, trying to think of closing a season, like, I'm trying to think of what would be major milestones that I have experienced recently. And it would be possibly, like, before having kids, like, closing that milestone.
Shoot a wife.
Changing from one company to another and, like, closing the chapter there. I mean, when it comes to, like, leaving company and going to another, I always just try to stay on the best terms that I can with the people that I've been working with and, like, who's been around me, and try to leave it in, like, the best situation possible. But, yeah, I don't know. What about you?
I mean, the most recent one, closing out a single chapter. It's a pretty big chapter close. I was done with it, so it's okay. It was longer than I expected it to be. That was one long chapter. I'm hoping this one is much longer.
Yes.
No, but so there was just some of that, like, when we talked about we should do it. We need to do an episode on dating. We'll do one next year. In January.
Why are we putting it off? We should
because we're already 30 minutes into an episode, and I don't think they want a New Year's.
That was a joke.
In my ADD brain, but we'll do one. But a lot of times, dang it, see, you distracted me and my brain lost it. I don't know where I was going with that, and I had a really good point.
I'm sorry. We do this.
Closing out a chapter. Season what? Gosh, why is
you're closing out the chapter of being single.
And I said,
you were hoping for
it was a long chapter, and I hope this one's longer.
A lot longer. And that's
still... Oh yeah, so it's like closing out, like when you transition that chapter, right? So there's, I've heard it said it's like being single is awesome and being married is awesome and dating sucks. Like when you're single, truly single, you have the freedom to do what you want when you want with who you want.
Yep.
You don't have to do, but especially, once again, this is directed towards the Christian single person. So if you're not, like, this isn't going to apply to you as much. And this is directed towards the Christian single person that's trying to honor Scripture and all that they do. If not, and if you're not a Christian, like, man, you do you. Like, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you what you need to do. Yeah. I'm just talking our book to Christians, right? But if we're doing that, so like you're single, you have all that, but you like don't get the benefits of being married.
Right.
And then when you're married, you get the benefits of being married, and it's fun. But you don't get, like, you can't just disappear for 3 days being married.
Right.
Like, you don't get the freedom. In serious dating, you don't get either.
Oh.
You don't get the free, like, if you're dating someone, you can't just go off the page for 5 days. I mean, you can. It's called breaking up. Like, not necessarily, but you can't just, like, it's not just going to be like all hunky-dory if you just, like, disappear for 5 days. But vice versa, if you're doing it the right way, you're also not getting the benefits of being married. Which is also why, like, in Scripture, we're called to move from one season to the next. It's not to, like, these is not to be this long middle season. Anyways, we'll get more into that. But yeah, so it was, like, definitely some of that, like, that was the closing out of a season is, like, there's some freedom that I lost. Like, for sure. And when I say lost, like, I willingly gave it up.
Right.
I went eyes wide open, but I know not everyone does, right? I know there's a lot of guys, I think they're going to be able to go into marriage and just be like, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. You're like, okay, buddy. See you soon.
Yeah.
So that was probably the biggest one I closed out. And I think part of closing that out well is even, like, in the season of, like, dating and engaged, like, appreciating that for its season. It is the season of dating and engaged. It is not the single season. It was not the married season. So it's a preparation for a new season, but, like, that doesn't mean I get to participate in the new season stuff yet.
Right.
You know, like, staying in that. And I think that was part of it. Like, so we talked that back with, like, if we're going through high school right now, like, You're taking college classes. You're not a college student. You don't get some of the freedom you're going to have in college.
Right.
You're preparing for that, but you are not that yet.
Yep.
In the full sense, technically you're a college student because you're taking college classes. Yes. But like you're not this, so you're still under the realm of your parents, and you're going to get some more freedom when you go out. But it's like, how do I stay in the season I'm in? Versus trying to like step into this, like you're not there yet, and that's okay.
I mean, they're essentially being forced into the next season, whether you want to or not, because you're going to be graduating high school unless if you intentionally fail everything.
You don't want to be that guy, the 22-year-old that's still in college, high school. That's weird. It's fun at parties, but he's weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, in that sense, you're basically being forced, and you're not necessarily choosing. You're choosing where you're going to college. You're choosing, what you want that to look like.
Well, and you're choosing if it is college, right? Like that's a huge part. Hopefully, you're getting to choose that, right? I'm sure there's some forced and coercion and stuff like that. But so like, and on all ends, we're saying with that, like everyone's season's going to look a little different. When I got married, for me and my wife, looked a little bit different than when Chris got married with him and his wife, right? Especially he got married during COVID. It looked real different. I had lots of people. You had 3. Very different, actually. But so there's all of that, like whether you're going to school and playing sports, whether you're going to school just to study, whether you're going to school by major, working through school, not going to school, taking a year abroad, there's all of these options. Whatever that season is after you graduate is not the season now. Right. Whatever it is different than now. And so while it's okay to prepare for that, like while I was in the dating season, while we were engaged, we were taking premarital counseling, we were reading books, we were talking, we were having conversations in preparation for being married. We were not married.
Yeah.
We didn't fall asleep together every night. We didn't do married people things. Like there was there's anticipation too, which is fine in those seasons.
Right.
But there's not like respecting the season you're in and getting everything you can out of it, which like I'm happy I didn't rush through that. We got to have a lot of great conversations, and it's made this season better.
Yeah.
That we had a great season. It's going to make whatever your season after, I've said season a lot. It's going to make whatever the time after you graduate a lot better if you prepare the right way for it and close out this season than just trying to step in before you're ready.
And you can say the same about college when you're in college and you're going to be going into a career. If you have taken college the correct way in terms of, taking your studies seriously and, living by yourself and possibly paying, a lot of the bills for yourself. I know college is typically a time that starts to happen for a lot of people.
Hopefully. I know a few people that started to happen when they got
earlier
married after
and
college.
some later. Yeah.
You're like, wow, you guys made it there.
Yeah.
Cool. What's that like?
Yeah. But that being said, now I'm lost.
We're just talking about closing out seasons, right? So like, I mean, it's okay to be excited, man. We're all excited for the next season. And that's awesome that you're excited for that. Just don't forget, like, one of my favorite sayings is be where your feet are.
Okay.
Like, be here. When you're in this season, be in this season. You can do some preparation, and that's okay. But don't, like, get so caught up in what the next season is going to look out that you miss out or don't complete this one well. Right? Yeah. There'd be nothing worse. College. There'd be nothing worse than you're like, I really want to go to this. I've got accepted all that. And you're so focused on that you get a bad grade in a class, your GPA lowers and that college rescinds their offer. Right? Like that's a dramatic example, but that's what happens when you take your eye off the ball. If you're focused too much on that, this can drop, and then you're not doing that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the important things with this season in particular of graduating high school.
Yeah.
Like, you really want to try to enjoy that because life is going to just drastically change after this point.
And if we sound like the crotchety old people, I wish I could go back. But like,
I'm not saying I want to go back to high school.
I don't know if I want to go back to high school. College years might have been fun, but I don't know about high school. That was, I was puny. I got picked on a lot. Like I was mouthy. It wasn't great. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, enjoy going to the dances. Like, even if you're not a big fan of them, like, do the activities that are there.
Enjoy being able to, like, right now, it's Christmas break. Enjoy being able to, like, have Christmas break and not be worried about having to pay your bills or like, do I need to work or do you need to do something? Like, it's the simple things, but like, this is one of the last times you're gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, enjoy spring break. That already happened. I don't know where they
No,
are.
it's
'Cause
coming
we
out.
don't get. Is it okay? See, we don't get those, so I don't even know. He has kids, so he knows.
Well, spring break is in the spring, and that's still part of the school year, so that's coming
Okay.
up.
Yeah. It's, hey, we already established we're on the Gregorian calendar. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's no
We all
spring
got our
on there.
moments. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So just like being present.
Yeah, be present, enjoy, the relationships that you have. I had some good friends in high school that, built really good relationships with, and here almost 20 years later, I could still call them up, even though we haven't talked for a couple of years, and still have still not miss a beat having a conversation and talking to each other. It's just life gets in the way, you move away sometimes, but, the relationships and the friendships that you've built, like, they're still there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how much you want to put into them anymore. So, yeah, definitely enjoy. Take advantage of what's there. And don't really worry about, like, missing out. Just go do it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times you hear in the world, like, it's like we move, just, hey, look on the next thing. Don't look back. Move forward, which is like, it's good to be where you are, but like also like, it's the good time right now to reflect on what your friends have been through this, what your times, your experiences have been. And then from there, you can take an actual thing. You can actually move forward and make better decisions for the next season based off of what you've done. Because as you go through, you're like, okay, I'm going to, especially if we're talking to some of our guys, right? You've got a great group of guys around you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something you should try to be planning for in this next season. Like, how do I do that? Like, while you still have these guys, if they're not going to your college, you're going to need some people there or whatever that looks like, right? And so just like thinking about, hey, what are the things towards the end of this as I've matured and I'm coming towards the end of this season? What are some things that I wish I would have done earlier on or I really like now, and how can I take some of that and replicate it and keep these things throughout the next season, right? And make them as part of longer seasons of life versus just finite, right? Because I would say vice versa. There's some high school friends I probably wish I would have kept up with and let it go, and then like I don't really talk to them anymore, right? And so,
but I mean, with some of those people, how hard would it be to really like reestablish that? Just reach out.
Now
and
it's
be like,
been
hey.
20 years, and I don't know who they are. I'm not even at all the same.
Yeah.
Like, I think you let it go long enough. I'm not. Who?
Right. Yeah.
Well, and some of them, you have some friends that are staying through, and some friends that that modifies, right? People mature at different rates. People have different values and stuff like that, and it's really hard. The people that you were really close with at 15, at 35, it's not. Especially if you're someone that didn't know who you were. Like, I mean, I've drastically changed from who I was. So, not everyone's there, right? And so, like, but, you appreciate it for what it is, right? And I wish I could go back and play a few more shows and do a few more Battle of the Bands, and it would have been fun.
Yeah. I remember walking off the soccer field for my last high school match when we went to playoffs, and, that was a gut-wrenching, feeling, knowing, okay, that's the last time I'm going to put on that uniform. That's the last time.
Yeah, it's tough.
Especially when your teammates are like brothers. Like you might have been playing with some of these guys a couple years in high school, but some of those guys, I'd been playing soccer with from the time we were, 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're talking about the majority of your life up to that point. You've known these guys, been playing together, and it's tough.
And when I think back, I think that's part of why I was so focused on what was next. I wasn't appreciating what was. And I look back at some friends man, why didn't we get closer through this season and that? And I was like, because I was always on to the next thing. And I treated people like products.
Yeah.
I was always trying to get what's next and move on. Versus now I feel like I'm definitely someone that try to dig in with where I'm at. But it was, and I look back and I'm like, yeah, I mean, probably could have been good friends. I don't know. I didn't foster it enough. I didn't spend the time. And same, I played with some people soccer and different sports for a decade plus.
Yeah. But I think, one thing that's important to reflect as you're closing out the chapter is, okay, what did I like about this chapter?
Yeah.
And what did I not like?
For sure.
And what can I do for this next chapter of, okay, I didn't like this, so here's what I'm going to try and do differently to avoid that as I go into college. And I would say one of the things that you want to focus on is know what your hobbies are, or what major you're going to be in, what rec sports you like to do, or church. Like, find something that is going to be something that you're passionate about, and go find other people that are passionate about it and start making friends that way.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you get there.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good. Like, I mean, as we wrapped up too, like, we say all these things, right? We understand that through all of these seasons, there's excitement, there's fear, there's grief, there's anxiety, there's relief. Like, there's all these emotions swirling around this. Like, well, you can be excited for the new thing. If you have a bunch of great friends, you're like, oh, I don't really want to lose this, but I can't stay here forever. And, all of that. And, like, that's going to be a difficult thing to kind of work through, right? And, like, you just got to remember that, like, God is always there for you.
Yeah.
Like, lean on him through that. I would say be vulnerable and real with those emotions and feelings and stuff like that. And, like, find the community around you and, like, share that.
Yeah, hopefully at this point in your senior year, you've found at least a couple people that you feel like you can have those conversations with and just be real about, like, this was really tough for me, or being able to share that. And I think pretty much all the guys in our group would feel like that.
Yeah.
And even the girls, like, I think they all have been leaning on each other so much that I feel like they would probably be able to do that. And I mean, let's be real. Women are generally better about sharing that kind of stuff than the guys are.
In general, right? I think a lot of times too with guys, I don't think we know how to put words to some of what we're feeling.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation. So, like, what things I'd reflect on right now, right, as you go into the seasons, like, what did God teach you this season? Whether it's been high school, junior high, and high school, whether it's just been your senior year. Like, looking back, be like, man, what do I wish I would have known? What did I get? What did God teach me through this, right? How did he shape you? What did he use to shape you? Or who did he use to shape you? Look at the people around you. Just like you're looking for friends, right? So you can look at, you're never going to replace a friend. But you can go, hey, like, what do I like about hanging out with Chris? What are some of our conversations that I enjoy? What are how we interact? What do I enjoy? And so now when I'm going there, once again, I'm not trying to replace Chris, but I am saying, man, if we get along, like, I'm going to look for things like that. It's called an archetype, right? I'm not looking for Chris, but I'm looking for the archetype. Someone that's honest, that's forthright, that's willing to be vulnerable. Let's
Might be a bit of an introvert.
Yeah, that I can be. We're going to make friends. Hello. That's how, the whole joke, how do introverts make friends?
An extrovert adopted them.
Yep, or an extrovert tells them they're friends. We're not friends. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I did with my wife. I was like, we're now married. She goes, oh, okay. She goes, you'll talk to people from now on? I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool.
She's like, this is great.
She's like, awesome. Go talk to people. What habits kept you grounded? Like, what kind of things, what habits and rhythms did you create, and how do you maintain that moving forward into your next season? And, like, what patterns of relationships do you need to end before the next season? Like, there are, in Scripture, Paul is talking. He's like, when I was a child, I thought as a child and I acted like a child. But as I matured, I had to leave behind my childish ways.
Yeah.
Right? There is you're going from kid to adult. I'm going to tell you. Like, that, especially in, like, I don't like this whole word adolescence. I think
it's a little bit of a transition period.
Yeah. And so it's like you're kind of, but very quickly, the day you start college, you're treated like an adult. Like, it's going to be like, hey, you have freedom to do what you want, but you have expectation. If you don't do them, no one's holding your hand.
You don't show up to class, you're not going to get a...
Yeah. You're not getting a phone call.
Truancy.
No one's getting an email. No one's getting nothing until the end of the year. And you're like, oh, yeah, you failed.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen. Your parents can't talk to your teachers for you at 95% of them. They're not going to talk to your parents. Like, there's a lot of things that change, right? So if there's habits you need to end now, or like, and we always want to try, but like, it's hard to hear. Like, some friends are for a season. And, if you're growing up, you always got to look like, hey, how do I have to modify this relationship? And maybe that seems sad, and you want to think we'll be friends with someone forever. We can, everyone else like, yeah, but you have a limited amount of time, so you can only give people a limited amount of time.
You got a limited amount of time in the sense of you're all here, and this is probably going to be the last time that you guys are all here.
Yeah.
And in a group together like this, but not to say like when any of you guys come back from college, like I would always love to see you guys. Like I'd love to hear what's going on. Love to have
you also have this whole thing called Instagram or the medias of social or a phone.
Yeah.
Weird.
They all got our number. But
mine's 4.
Okay.
There's a 4 in my number. I had to check. I was like, is there even a 4 in my number?
Mine does not.
So mine's 4. No, and yeah, so I just like, and then you have to like realize too as you go to this next season, like you got to let go of some of the identities that like God didn't give you. Like step into who God calls you to be, not who you've been told to be. Like, I mean, I look at myself, right? Like I was small and scrawny and annoying and all these things in high school. Like I got thrown in trash cans. It was a real thing. Well, they tried. I was pretty good at staying out. I was squirmy. But like, if I had maintained that as my identity, like I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yeah.
Which I don't think anyone described me as small or scrawny today. It's not, maybe a little chunky, but it's not small and scrawny, right? Yeah. And so it's like if you don't step out of what what God never designed to be your identity, you can't step into that. And we've all got those things, whether it's you're not smart enough or like, there's all these things that we tell ourselves or people have said to us that you can shed that. Like you can decide what God calls you as. Isaiah, what he says, do you remember the past events? Pay no attention to things of old. Look, I'm about to do something new. Like God has something new for every one of us in these seasons. But the question is, are we willing to step into them? Are we willing to, as they say, let go and let God? Are we willing to shed off what the world says about us, what the enemy says about us, what our negative thoughts say about us? Like this, sometimes that enemy is the right between your ears.
And I would say be careful. Don't like try to rebrand yourself when you go off to college.
Yeah.
Don't try to be something that you're not.
No, we're not making something up, but like it is an opportunity to be like, hey, because I mean, so often we have external stimuli, and then we start saying that about ourselves. And like, don't take those lies into the next season.
Right.
Like, yeah, just don't take those. You don't have to take those with you. These identities don't have to stay with you if it's not from God.
Yeah. Basically try to focus on like what you want and how you want to approach doing that, and try to like the things that might have held you back in high school, or I felt like I wasn't this, or I felt like I wasn't that. Don't try to think on those. Just try to, okay, what do I want to try to accomplish? How can I do that? And just start taking it day by day. And I mean, it's a lot easier in transition period where a lot of the people at the school don't have something to go off of in terms of like who you used to be.
Yeah.
These are going to be all new relationships, and what you put into those is what you're going to get out of them.
If you want to start doing a soul patch, do a soul patch. They don't know you've never had that. I'm just saying. I wouldn't recommend a soul patch. But, maybe a monkey tail.
No.
You know what the monkey tail is?
No.
I don't have enough facial. Yeah, it's a baseball thing. It starts here, and it goes like this.
Oh, yeah.
It's not on this side. Yeah. It's things you can do if you're a college athlete that you can't do in the real world. Yeah, and so, I mean, I kind of just closing up, I would just, like, there's two verses, right? Proverbs 3:5, where it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own understanding. And Philippians 1:6, he who started a good work in you will carry it out to completion. Like, God is doing something this next season. The question, are you going to get out of the way and let him do it?
Yeah.
And are you going to participate? But, like, finish this season well. Like, don't move on to the next season until it's time. But, like, also look with some excitement towards what's coming. But also, like, whatever your emotions you're feeling, like, that's okay.
Yeah. Be present. enjoy these last few months of high school for what they are, and it's great to be excited about what's coming.
Yeah.
That you've been working your entire school career to get to the point of being able to go to college or go into a trade, and you've been trying to get to that point, and now you're finally there. So
you gonna be an adult. You graduated. Or you gonna graduate. Do it. All right, that's about all we got. See y'all next time. Peace.
bye, everyone.